Good morning, everyone. It's a happy Sunday. I'm Peter. This morning, I'm drinking a nice old coffee with a little bit of almond milk, a little bit of honey. Everyone else here is
What?
What? Thank you for
that sounds
interrupting me. I got Evan, Jarrod, and Grayden here. How's it going, boys?
Peter, you basically
put
dangled
honey?
that out in front of Evan's face. You said something obscure, and you were just dangling it there, and you said it slow enough that all of us were caught onto it.
No, I'm not concerned about dangling stuff in front of Peter's face. I'm concerned about the fact that he puts honey in his coffee. I've never heard that before.
You never heard of that? Yeah, no, I was because where I work, I do a lot of events and stuff, so I get coffee from a lot of different places. And at one of these small places, they really specialize in putting honey in coffee. So I tried it out, and it's a sweet cup of coffee, but it's good. Once in a while, I do it.
How do you specialize at putting honey in coffee?
It's
well,
like
you take a spoon, you put it in
just
the
say that
honey
you're
container,
specialized.
you scoop it out, and then you put it in the coffee, and then you say, I'm specialized.
Exactly.
Well, because you've never heard of it, so it's their thing.
No, I've heard of it. I've heard of people putting, I've heard syrup, I've heard honey. It's just a sweetener to a sour drink.
All I know
'cause
is
it's basically
Baileys.
complementing that sweet-sour thing that goes on.
I mean, if they were using a fork to put the honey in, maybe that would be specialized, because that's kind of hard.
They actually use a chopstick.
They actually take those, those honey sticks? Those honey sticks that you can get? That's what they use. They just, bite off the top and they stir it. Use that as the stir stick.
You're insane.
Is there a name for those?
Honey
I think they're just called honey sticks.
Honey boo-boos?
Honey boo-boos.
Boo.
I wonder where Honey Boo Boo is now. Peter?
In the gutter somewhere?
Can we all Google that together, where Honey Boo Boo is now?
Jeez.
Everyone Google
Self-isolating.
individually.
It's the
There is
third
Honey
result
Boo
on
Boo.
YouTube. Honey Boo Boo
I can tell-
2020.
I can tell you
Google.
I can tell you right now, Honey Boo Boo is not the type of person that would self-isolate. She'd be like, I'm going out. I don't care.
Honey boo-boo, are you there?
That was a great impersonation.
I wish I had Evan's skills.
Right?
So we got,
baby and I don't care.
we got Dusty in the chat asking how we are.
I mean,
We are
to be
good.
completely
I am doing
honest,
good.
I'm going insane. I'm sitting at home doing nothing.
I've
Doing
invited
things I
you
never
to play
thought I'd
video
do.
games 12 times, and not once.
You're inviting me to play games I don't have because they're too big to download.
No. I said yesterday, I was like, who wants to come play games? I only said Warzone after Matt had suggested that he would play.
Yesterday was the only occasion where I couldn't because it was the only time I left my house in a week to go out and get hay for the horses.
Well, you better stay away from those horses. They might have corona.
You know
be
what
careful.
sucks for me? So, I work under AHS, and which
Alberta
means
Health
that
Services.
yes,
those who
Alberta
don't
Health
know.
Thank you.
Services, and which means that because I work in a clinic that deals with vulnerable population, even though we're closed right now, which we are forced to close because of AHS, I have to not only social distance, I have to social isolate. So I have to stay away from pretty much everything. Which, I mean, take it with a grain of salt, right?
Weren't you hanging out with someone yesterday?
I sure was. My girlfriend was
Jared.
over, but yeah. Besides that, that's why I said take it with a grain of salt, because I've bent those rules a little bit. As long as AHS doesn't find out, we're good. We're golden.
Good thing you didn't
believe-
share it on a public podcast with over 6,000 fans.
Please, no one from AHS watches this.
I can't believe, Jared, that help not to flatten the curve right now. We're in a crisis, bro. Not
You
cool.
living with Courtney?
Yeah, because we live together.
Can't believe you guys aren't isolating.
Great. Yeah, but are you staying 6 feet apart, Evan?
Of course, we're not married. I believe in Jesus, and My family restricts me from being within 10 feet of Courtney at all times. We sleep in separate rooms. We have a 4-bedroom apartment, so it's essentially we drew a line right down the middle, and neither of us is allowed to cross the line between the hours of 6 p.m. and 10 a.m. So it's a very fine dance that we have. So we're doing it, you know?
Sounds romantic.
So
It is
from
very
7 p.m. to 9 p.m.
So,
It's
so
just a
here's,
free for all.
here's Bobby's situation. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, Grayden. it's whoever fight to the death for who gets things. See, with Bobby, because they evacuated residents, she's like one of maybe 3 people left in the University of Calgary res building. So
Ow.
her
Isn't that
coming
the
over
definition
here.
of evacuate?
She was working for the UC still. She works for the registrar people for like sending acceptance stuff out to people in high school. So they're still working. There's only like 3 of them that do that job, so they're not really exposed to anything. But
I've been getting all those emails that I'm sure you've been getting every 6 hours from the UFC as well.
about
And it seems
COVID-19,
like-
every
yeah,
single time it's like a news update. It's like you said the same thing in
Well,
5
now-
different emails.
They're doing it because I think USC screwed up, and I think they stayed open too long because now they're having cases show up throughout their community. That's
they have-
3
they have
cases
3.
now that have shown up.
3 cases at UFC that have arisen. All of them, though, are administrator. They're people who are dealing with the overseas stuff.
From what I've seen, they haven't said anything about who it actually is. If it's a student or staff.
I got that from my my emails from work. So from work emails, they told me that they've been people that do the recruiting. They go overseas to do recruiting.
Did you?
got-
Did you?
Yeah, go for it.
Sorry. Continue. You finish your sentence.
That was literally it. I was just saying that they were recruiting. And that's
I
why
see.
Bobby and I are still seeing each other because she's not exposed to anything there, and then I'm stuck at home, so it's like
Right.
it's not too bad.
That makes sense. Dude, they're doing some crazy stuff at the U of A right now, though. They got rid of letter grades, so now people are either getting a pass or fail for the semester. So they still
Dang.
have to finish, they still have to do the online course, they still have to write their finals online, but no one's getting a letter grade this semester. You either get a pass or fail. Pass if you get above 50, fail if you get lower than 50. So people are upset about that already. But they just...
Sorry, go for it. Never mind. My bad.
Yesterday, the resident services sent out a 4-day eviction notice to everyone living in a UA residence.
Yeah, I
So
saw
now
it. It's
they're
not because
evicting
they had.
everyone.
It's because they had one case in residence.
Yeah, but still, like, you can't just kick everybody out.
No,
Like,
I agree.
Yep.
I was saying
That's
the
what
same
they
thing.
did.
I was like, if anything, the res buildings are easier to isolate. Like, you can literally just shut down a building and be like, okay, for the next 14 days, we will
Yeah,
bring
this
food to the
building-
building for everyone, and then you guys have to stay inside. Instead of
Yeah,
being like, oh, we had a case, so instead of keeping everyone in one place, all right, you go here, you go here, you go here, you go here.
The borders are closed, so aren't international students just completely stuck now? Like, where are they going to
Yep.
go?
Well, they can try to get home. There are some rescue attempts, but for the most part, you might just be stuck.
There might be
How
some
are
room
you
in the
guys
homeless
dealing with it?
shelter.
Fuck, Peter.
Wow.
Damn.
Maybe TELUS will have good enough customer service to take care of them.
I'm telling you, TELUS is the best. I don't go with them, but they seem like a good company. I wouldn't go
Glad,
with them because I
glad
don't
that you
trust
put your
them.
money where your mouth is.
So Dusty was asking if anyone's played Animal Crossing yet.
have
I
not.
technically have not been, but Courtney has been. I've been having this. I had this scheme to get Animal Crossing because I know a lot of people really like the game, and because it's a pretty easy game to digest, and like it's a pretty fun game because really the point of it is you just go in there and you just vibe. You don't really do anything, catch fish and whatnot.
See, like that sounds
people-
so boring to me.
Yeah.
It
I'm with
it
Peter.
is when you do too much of it, but like if you only hop it on for 2-3 hours a day, it's actually very enjoyable. So like, because it's just, I don't know. I mean, can that many people be wrong about a game being boring or not? Right? Like
Well,
Yeah.
literally
here's the-
everyone, literally everyone and their dog is playing it.
Oh my god.
Still
Um,
can't get past that line.
I'm with Peter though. Like, to me, Stardew's that kind of game where I can just take a couple hours out of a day and just play a little bit here and there. And
Yeah.
that's enough for me. Like, I can get really tired of that game as well if I play too long. To me, Animal Crossing doesn't really have much to it. Now, in all fairness, I will admit that I don't know a lot about the mechanics of the game. So I'm making judgment based off of like trailers and
Well, I
whatever.
don't think there really is much to do unless like you really get it. Like I think it's as you go, you discover more and more to do. But I think there is kind of a wall where it's like most people probably are like, okay, I'm done with the game now. But then there's like the small percentage of people that just go hardcore after that, and those are the people that truly love and adore the game, you know.
What was sorry sorry.
Ah.
What made it so popular?
I don't know, it's Nintendo. I don't know, it's been around since GameCube, the GameCube era.
Tom
This is
Nook's?
this is the fourth
Isn't it
iteration of
Nook?
it.
I don't know.
Yeah, Nook. Tom Nook.
Nukes. Tom
Yeah,
Nuke's gonna nuke your
nukes.
town.
No, I don't know how many. I think there's been 4 Animal Crossing games. I think we had one for the GameCube, one for the Wii, one for the 3DS, and then one for the
Switch.
now one for the Switch. So I think there's been 4 mainline series.
Right,
so
'cause
I
the
might
last-
be wrong on that.
The last one is where the meme of Reggie came from, where he was, now I'm going to go play Animal Crossing on my 3DS.
Yes, my Nintendo 3DS system.
My only exposure to it is trailers and
Oh.
Ninja Sex Party.
This is
Yeah,
the 5th.
that's my only exposure too.
This is the 5th mainline series. So Animal Crossing first came out in 2001. On the Nintendo 64, believe it or not, was the first one.
Oh,
And then it came out for and then it was enhanced and released on GameCube the same year.
Like a remaster
and
sort of
then-
thing?
Yeah, and then they came out with Wild World and City Folk. I believe Wild World was on the DS, which was the second game, and City Folk was on the Wii. And then they came out with New Leaf, which is the 3DS, and now it's New Horizons, which is the Switch. So there's been 5 game mainline series, but no,
I
Courtney's.
mean, I'd be down to try it, but I don't know if it is worth the money because it's still like an $80 game, is it?
Yeah, it's still a decent amount of money. I don't know. It depends. It's
Courtney
it's,
think of
it's
it as a non-gamer.
well, she's sitting there gaming right now without me, so I think she's enjoying it.
That's a good sign, yeah.
And she has that
Are you
smile.
6 feet
like,
away?
She has that smile. Yeah, no, we're at least 15 feet away right now. But she has
Alright,
that
good.
smile like, don't talk to me because I'm playing my game right now. No, it's been pretty funny, like, because it was my evil plan to get her to try a game and see if she could get into it, because it seems like I said, lots of people really love this game.
you
And
monster.
then without knowing anything about like the divided internet on the character Tom Nook, like half of them being like, oh, I love him, he's so cute, he's got a great voice, and the other being like, he's a capitalist monster, I hate him, he makes me pay my mortgages and everything. Without any of that context, instantly after like meeting him a couple of times, she was like, dude, I don't know about this Tom Nook guy. Like, I think he's giving me Midsummer cult leader vibes.
Good.
He
That's-
just
Isn't,
spawned that, and like Courtney's that hasn't played a game, so her seeing like Tom Nook just turn towards the campfire and lift his hand and the fire start. Like anyone would be like, oh yeah, he just started the fire, but like Nintendo just didn't do a cutscene for it. Courtney just thought he just spawned the fire from his hand, so she thought he was possessed or something.
Dark magician.
Yeah, and then at the beginning of the game, Tom Nook pulls the whole like, "Oh yeah, you won this island adventure. Here's your tent. Here's your chartered flight. Everything. Oh, welcome to the island. Let's get you all set up." And then day one, after you're all set up, he goes like, "All right, so you owe me 48,000 coins for everything that happened. So you're gonna have to pay up." And Courtney was just like, "What the fuck? What do you mean?" So
The
she's
ultimate
get you.
salesman.
So
She-
it's a game
she's-
about life.
Yeah, so she hates Tom Nook already, and she doesn't like talking to him, and she doesn't like going to his tent. And now she's scared because she accidentally put her tent near his
Oh.
without realizing it, and now she thinks Tom Nook looks through her tent window while she sleeps at night.
What?
Oh my god.
So
Damn.
Courtney's taking a very drastic approach to
You know,
Tom
Animal
Nook.
Crossing was so intense.
Yeah, I know.
So, what do you think about how, like, because I was reading online and, like, with most Switch games, you have, like, the profiles, which is how you can play, like, different files, but Animal Crossing doesn't allow that.
Doesn't? No, it does.
No, apparently it doesn't. Apparently, you only have one island across the whole console.
Really? Huh.
Yeah.
Well, that's no big deal.
I don't like that.
That's, I mean, yeah, it's kind of shitty. I don't know why. Like, why?
Just Nintendo.
One
they
thing
do
with
that?
Nintendo I never really understood. Like they've changed it a bit with the Switch, but with other
I've-
consoles, it was just like it was always like you have one playthrough that you can focus on, which is probably good because the amount of games that I go back to and I have like 15 saves for different things is ridiculous. But at the same time, it's like, what if you're doing different things but you don't want to lose a profile, right? Like, say a game's like an open world game, and you want to try all the different ways, but you have a certain profile that you want to keep, and it just doesn't allow for that. So I don't know.
Jared is
I don't know.
indeed here, Dusty.
He's here.
I didn't hear.
He's
I didn't
on.
hear about that on.
Was that? Am I too quiet? Do I need to be louder?
Oh, you're
No,
good.
no, sorry, no. I didn't hear that about the multiple.
Did you
I
just
thought
go
you
to
could have
Google?
multiple ones. Yeah, I'm giving it a Google right now. Oh yeah, look at that. Oh, that's no big deal. I got it. I literally got it for Courtney, so I didn't.
Okay.
I thought if maybe there was a second one, I'd probably play it, but like I don't actually care. Because I played it for the 3DS, and I had the same experience that like you guys are like thinking of, and that's why I'm able to actually talk about it. Because like I did have the 3DS version, and was my experience. Just like, yeah, you can play a couple hours a day, but eventually you're gonna hit a wall where you're just like, okay, well, I don't really know what else to do, so I'm kind of.
Because, like, based off Matt's
So-
Twitter, it seems like he's really enjoying it.
Well,
I
he
mean,
was telling
can-
me. Sorry, Grayden, go.
Yeah, go ahead. It's all good.
Okay, he was telling me a couple days ago, right after, or on Friday night, we dropped into the Warzone a couple times, and he was saying like, oh, usually when I get a new game, I play it at least for like 5 hours straight right away because I'm super excited for it. But with Animal Crossing, like I got a couple hours into it, and then I just didn't know what else to do for that day, so I just kind of stopped, and I'll go in again tomorrow because there'll be more stuff because it uses a real time system. So like the island's resources will only spawn on a 24-hour clock. So
Interesting. Can you really use Matt as a good example of a game and how
Also-
I believe that first bit he'll play the game for like maybe an hour and then put
Yeah.
it down and just leave it and never touch it again, and he'll go play Pokemon.
no, because it's like a brand new game. So he loves Pokemon, but he's still like with these new games, like a Sonic game comes out, he'll probably play the shit out of it, right?
Yeah, but okay, so you have
I
Sonic,
suppose.
Pokemon. Like, it's a very select few.
Well, also with Matt, it's I feel though that's also sorry, not with Matt, but the 24-hour clock I think is actually not a bad idea because I think it saves you from burnout. It can be annoying in the moment where it's like, oh shit, I gotta wait 24 hours to continue playing, but at the same time, it's like there's been a few times that I've played a game and I basically beat the shit out of it for the first day, and I was like, shit, now I'm having a hard time getting into it.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about masturbation for a minute.
No. I can do that
I
again.
don't know. Yeah, I can beat the shit out of it for days on end. Speaking of other
Your poor
things that you
dick.
guys have been doing during these trying times, have you guys been doing anything else other than gaming while you're kind of locked at home more often than you would be
School.
normally?
I have lots of schoolwork to do. Like all my courses went online. We're not doing what the U of A is doing. It's not pass fail. So a lot of my stuff I still have to
Still have a
really
lot of
put
stuff
that
you gotta get done.
put that extra effort in to try to get those 4.0s if I can.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat as Jarrod. Just I still got client projects that are still due, so I just still been grinding away.
Yeah,
I
I'm
got the-
training people still online. I just use Zoom when I train them, so it's a little weird for me, but still the same.
Yeah, Zoom seems like it's like the big program to use for all these online courses and whatnot. Does a good job at like.
I used it all the time for meetings before with my parents when we would do like meetings with insurance people and stuff.
Oh,
It's
nice. Yeah, I got one course I'm in, and it's moved online as well. So I wrote my midterm on Wednesday, and now I'm just vibing till the end of for the next few weeks. I got an assignment and a project I gotta work on and get done, and then yeah, other than that, just been playing Pokemon and watching Netflix.
And
Really nothing else. Cleaning.
Yeah,
We did a deep clean.
Yeah, must be nice in this very specific sense that you guys have schoolwork and stuff to do. Because I don't. So I'm sitting here, and I've been doing things that I just never really thought I would do, just because I don't have, like, we don't stream. I don't go to Peter's house. We don't stream. I don't have any creative outlet. So I've been, believe it or not, writing.
Oh,
I've been
really?
writing a new D&D campaign that
Oh,
I think
very nice.
I wanna start up, and I've learned like a basic sleight of hand card magic trick. Like I'm doing everything I can.
You're literally Paul
That is
Rudd
just so
in
yeah.
the
I'm
movie
just-
Ant-Man 2.
I don't know what I'm doing.
Aren't you?
I'm
well,
going straight crazy.
I've been doing a lot of stuff with regards to my Fallout stuff. Like I've been pounding away at New Vegas because I need to get a certain distance in it to get certain guns, and then I need to move on to Fallout 76, which is just gonna be.
So much fun.
A great
Fucking-
experience.
I have to get. Basically, I like busted away at school yesterday.
Yeah.
Might do a bit today as well. I'm ahead. I'm almost done one of my classes, and then I have a couple others. But I'm hoping to get to like around level 50 in Fallout 76. But that's a lot of gameplay. Like that's a lot of gameplay. So
That's a lot of gaming.
I don't know. Granted, if you ever want a game, you just have to fucking ask, you recluse. You can also go outside. You know, it's not mandatory social isolation.
Oh,
it's
I
social
know. Yeah.
distancing.
I
You
know
do
how it
realize
burns
it's the middle
now,
of winter,
too.
right? It's the middle
Yeah,
of
it's
fucking
also
winter.
it's also 7 degrees. I was wearing flip flops yesterday.
You're a unique specimen, though.
Okay, it was
Can't believe
17
you're
degrees
exposing
for
your
a
toes in
single
this
day,
trying times.
or 7 degrees. It's gonna get cold.
It's nice
again this
today.
week.
No, this week it's -2. -2's not cold.
He's right. It's not cold. But I mean, there's
It's
only
not
so
strong
much.
weather.
Like I go outside, but like I don't know.
Built a snowman.
also-
Spend a couple
uh,
hours out there.
Get your inner child going again. Go jump on your tram.
The first week of April is supposed to be like +10, +11.
Nice.
Looking forward to that.
I really hope, that the weather gets really. I hope we get an early spring and just all the snow goes
I mean,
away.
it's
'cause,
already
like,
technically late. March is supposed to be is an early spring for us.
not really. Well, yeah, I guess March would be a
Because
hella
February is
early
usually our
spring.
super cold month. And
I don't know,
then-
man. Like I most years it's winter until at least like a week or two before final season. So I
It's
think we still
winter,
got at
but
least a couple weeks.
Oh,
I know it's
February
spring
is always
now,
the
but-
coldest.
Dusty
And
says
it warms
where,
up in March.
where he is, it was 25 there on Friday and 27 yesterday.
Jeez.
Can you imagine
Much
if this
too
happened
hot.
at the begin, like back in like October is when like the coronavirus started? We'd be like sitting here in the middle of December, like in the same scenario we are now, and it would be freezing fucking cold, and there'd be no hope in sight for getting outside. It'd just be like, wow, we're screwed.
That is
Is-
the darkest outlook I've ever heard on a situation.
Hold on,
Cold
hold on, though.
outside. You can't do it. It would be the darkest times.
be people jumping off balconies left and right.
But they'd be okay because there's so much snow. No, can't even do this.
Well, I mean, is that the better case, or like, let's say that we go to an extreme, we turn into the next Italy. It's mandatory lockdown. You know, the government's welding our doors shut, and it's summer out, and it's spring. And
Don't worry,
like,
Grayden,
oh.
they won't come weld your doors. No one comes out that far unless you pay them
No, they
enough
won't
money.
weld my doors.
Yeah, you gotta give them money.
Apparently, they did that. They did that in China, though.
I believe it.
Oh, I can see that. But like, can you imagine that? Like, Alberta government's like, hey, Grayden, so we gotta weld your door shut, but it's gonna cost some money, and we don't want to pay it, so you're gonna have to pay the $1,000 for it.
Yeah.
Thing is, if you don't get your door welded, you're going to jail. So
The fine's double what you owe us.
like, well, shit, bro.
Yeah, take me to jail.
No, I don't think we're even if we got locked, even if it was like a mandatory lockdown, like we have nowhere near the same population density as Italy, so like I'm sure we'd still be okay. I'm sure we will never get told to like stay inside. It'll just be a bunch of public places are going to be closed, so there'll be nowhere to go other than other people's houses.
So, like, the thing that people have to also acknowledge with what's happening in Canada is that basically the learning curve was this. It started in China, it moved into Iran, Italy, a little bit of Europe area, and it got really bad there. No one learned from each other up to that point. Then it hit, the US saw this happen, and they're like, oh, maybe we should learn a little bit. They didn't learn enough, so they're getting fucked right now. And then Canada took knowledge, and they're like, oh, well, maybe we should acknowledge this a little sooner than they did and take the steps they took now for us now when we don't have that many cases. And the thing is that basically what they've done is that since the borders are closed internationally, except for people coming in, which they're screening anyways, and they're keeping isolated anyways,
Canadians
the cases are going to plateau at some point. They can't not, because if you're social distancing, you're staying away, people are scared, which is probably for the better because it keeps them away from other people.
Yeah.
And can't buy toilet paper
You're going to
anywhere.
see it plateau. We don't have a large enough number of these cases for it to keep increasing rapidly.
Yeah, unless
you
it's
might
already
see-
occurred.
Yeah,
And
you
the
might see
symptoms
another
are-
increase maybe in the next month or so. We might see it keep going up, but eventually, with the way that Canada's handling this, which they've done very well, it's going to plateau and start going downward. And the fact that they already isolated COVID-19 means that they do have a cure on its way. That's usually the hardest part for a lot of manufacturers for doing a disease is isolating, because it's hard to isolate when most viruses are in amongst other viruses.
Yeah.
So it's really tough to isolate, but they did isolate it in Saskatchewan. So,
But we're still like 8 to 9 months away from something that would be viable. That's the thing.
oh,
so
we're 8 to 9 months away from a vaccine, but we're pretty close to. I'd say you're maybe looking at like, because they skipped animal trials. They already said that they bypassed animal trials with it. The only reason they're super worried about it, and this is kind of something that we learned in our epidemiology classes, is that, and this is why people who are always like, oh, it can't affect me, usually our generation who seems superior and think because we would be fine if we got it,
Spring break, woo!
that we can just go fucking do whatever we want. The issue with that is that because it's so contagious, if it gets into everyone, you provided an environment to mutate. And if it mutates into the strain that it was in China, because there was 2 strains in China. One of the strains killed itself off because it was so deadly, so lethal. Basically, what the lethal strain did is it would mimic your epidermal cells inside your lungs, and then your immune system would become autoimmune and start attacking itself because it couldn't tell the difference. So what they're worried about with COVID-19, the strain that's going everywhere right now, is although it's not super lethal to anyone that has a good immune system, they're worried that if it got into everyone, that it would mutate. So all these people that are like, oh, this is stupid, we shouldn't be doing this, it's okay, I'm going to go outside, fuck everything, they don't understand that, and they're not taking into consideration that a virus is not static. It doesn't just stay one form forever. This is why they don't have one flu vaccine. They're always changing it and upgrading it.
Yeah.
So it's just
So you're not team spring break.
no, I'm not
I'm
team,
team
spring
spring break. I got my flight to Florida tomorrow. I'm headed
Good,
out.
dude, you're
boys.
never coming back.
You're going to the beaches.
I'm gonna go rest. I'm gonna go do a tug of war on the beach. Classic. No, I think BC is gonna probably have the worst of it here because I think they messed up real bad. I think they didn't take it as seriously as the rest of the country did, and now they're gonna have a large influx of cases before they plateau.
You know what's stupid though in this world that we live in is that it took a virus, a pandemic, an epidemic to cause everyone to finally fucking cooperate.
Well, I don't know if we're cooperating, but
I mean, at least the U.S. and Canada are cooperating. Like, it took forever for us to cooperate. It took forever for... I mean, everyone is cooperating, Evan. That's the only reason that they're getting anywhere with this isolation shit.
yeah, but it's still well, I don't know what to. There's no point in saying anything else about it.
Personally, I'm disappointed the panic didn't get worse. I wanted to go looting businesses and stuff.
Oh my god.
I wanted like apocalypse to happen.
I've been making those jokes for weeks.
It's been my dream to use a brick to break
Peter,
open an electronic store and
apocalypse.
What are you talking about? Yeah, break into the grocery stores and get all that sweet TP.
No.
Oh my god.
No,
Can we?
the dream is a CRT.
I need to get this out. I'm so fucking irritated with people that are buying goddamn toilet paper. It's not a gastrointestinal virus. You're not shitting out pounds and pounds of poo. It's respiratory. It's in your lungs. What are you gonna do? Fucking eat the toilet paper when
Those were the people that they thought when all this news was dropping, they thought that this is going to shut the whole world down. Society's going to collapse. Evan's going to start stealing CRTVs. We need toilet paper because we need to survive for the next 2 years on this stuff. That's what they were thinking. That's why they were getting all this stuff.
You could go into the fucking shower if you had to. You could go take a leaf. You could take
there's not going to be water. There won't be
shit
water.
Cloth? You want a shit cloth?
Jared, please tell me you don't have a shit cloth.
I don't have a shit cloth, but I'm gonna use a fucking shit cloth before I buy $3,000 worth of toilet paper.
That was a legitimate invention in Australia. Some chick created reusable toilet paper.
What?
Gross.
Yeah, look it up.
I don't know if
You
I
know,
want
like the old guys with like
Comes in all
the
kinds of
pocket
colors.
hanky.
Handkerchiefs.
The handkerchief that they blow their nose into and then they just keep it in their pocket all day and they just keep adding to it. The same thing for a shit cloth, except it goes in your back pocket. You give it a little rinse in the sink after you.
No, you go put
It's
it in
like
the
a
washer
plug.
machine.
You
Don't fucking just sit there, and it's not like you're catching your poo. You're not holding the full turd in your hand and then you're squeezing it around.
It's like Borat. You come out with your shit in your shit cloth tied up like a freaking rut sack, and you're like, where do I put this?
Man, I'd love to borrow other people's shit cloths. It's like, oh, I forgot mine. Anyone want to pass over a shit cloth?
Yeah, I got mine right here.
That's when the elitist will come out and be like, I got me some toilet paper, bitch.
Doesn't the elitist go the opposite way? Like the elitist would be the one that has the reusable toilet paper versus society that uses
toilet paper is a
paper?
fucking luxury item now.
Well, anyways, I think that the only reason those people just thought the world was ending and they needed toilet paper because there wasn't going to be any water. Who knows? Maybe they don't have shit cloths.
Yeah, but what's
so
toilet paper going to do for you?
Give you a
allow
clean
you to
ass.
shit and wipe your ass, dude. What are you talking about?
So you'd mean back in times when they didn't have toilet paper, they didn't shit, they just held it in and broke it down inside
No,
their
they had
anus?
bidets.
They also died from
what's the difference
all the time.
What's the difference between bidets and a fucking shower, Peter?
There's not going to be water. No, guys, there's no water. You're
Why
not
is there no
getting this.
water?
What's
Because it's
wrong
2
with the
years.
day?
The apocalypse occurred. That's why they're buying toilet paper, because the apocalypse was going to occur. Society would collapse. No infrastructure, no energy, no water, no anything. The only thing you could wipe your ass with is your bare hand or an infinite supply of toilet paper. That's the reason why they were doing it. I can
These
guarantee
people
you that.
obviously have never seen how viruses have impacted society.
Also, this is
Well, these
a
people
classic.
also aren't educated.
This is definitely a classic. Like probably like 1,000 people bought out massive amounts of toilet paper, and now the whole internet's like, I can't believe half of society thinks they need to buy toilet paper. This is crazy. They're all dumb. I'm so smart.
Well, I didn't say half, but whoever
Well,
did
it's a-
buy all this toilet paper is uneducated.
I sent a picture of the reusable toilet paper to the Discord, by the way, if anyone wants to go take a peek.
You guys
I
should
do
join
wanna
the
go take a
Discord,
peek.
by the way. Anyone listening?
Yeah,
Hey,
join the
that-
Discord. Actually,
By the
I
way,
was
by the
in
way,
the
you
I was
should
in the
join the
private
Discord.
Discord. I didn't
That
send
looks
it to
like they
the,
took a bunch of baby bibs and velcroed them together.
No, they're little buttons. You look at the little buttons in there. There's no Velcro. That would hurt.
What am I looking at?
Little buttons to
They
keep them
look
all
like
together.
table mats. Oh, is that Honey Boo Boo?
Yeah, that's Honey Boo Boo
Evan,
now.
can you create your own Dragon Den channel? I just want to see what Evan would invest in.
Evan's Den.
But it's Evan currently. It's like, listen, I don't have any money to invest, but what the fuck is this thing?
Yeah.
There's this hypothetical investments.
No, actually, I short everything. My Evans Den is about shorting the product. So it's like, okay, I'll sell 1 million of those things right now. I don't have them, but you got to give me the money.
Evan's Den is literally just, he's like, I will give you 2 toilet paper sheets if you give me this.
That's an investment.
Gold. Man, I gotta say though, there's been some pretty funny fucking jokes and memes around the toilet paper. So one the other day was like where you walk in and you find $20 on the bathroom floor and it's just like 3 tiles of toilet paper. And there's some other, it's like a rap video, but instead of throwing around money, they're throwing around toilet paper and they're like, hey.
There's been some really good jokes and memes that have come out of this. It's crazy because you know that this is like this is gonna be solidified in like
Yeah, we're
human
living
history.
living
Like
history right
going
now.
forward. Like our kids are gonna learn this in high school and they're gonna come home and be like, yo, Dad, do you remember this? We're learning about this. Like, did you live through that? And be like,
Kid's
listen,
so
son,
cool.
I went
Slap
to the
my
grocery
kid. Say,
store.
don't say yo to me, kid.
I went to when this started happening, I got 14 different cans of chunky soup to survive off.
So Evan, I want to
Make yourself
reel us
hardcore.
back to the people trying to survive the apocalypse. Here's the funny thing.
Okay,
my
Jared,
friend-
I don't want your logic about people not needing toilet
no.
paper and a
This is-
societal
this is-
collapse.
Listen. My friend took a video the day after like the whole toilet paper thing started happening. All the toilet paper was gone, but all the canned perishables were fine. So this is why I was so confused when people were trying to be like, we need the toilet paper, but we're not gonna get the food. So what the fuck are they gonna shit?
It's
Well,
now.
Oh, yeah,
it's
tons
like,
of food.
Those people may have already been stocked up on perishables. You know, and toilet paper was just like what, because they use toilet paper on the daily, right? So like, there's no sense in buying like a
You don't
shit
use
ton of
food
it.
on the daily?
Nope.
Well, you don't eat. Do you eat
every
a
other
can
day.
of soup every day, Jared? Do you eat
I
perishable
mean, if that's
foods
all I have
every
in my
day?
house, you sure as well bet I'm eating a can of soup every day.
Peaches.
Well, I think these people always have a stock, but they just
Peaches.
didn't think of toilet paper. You know?
Or old Uncle Walter.
You ever go on a trip and you realize when you get there that you forgot something? Well, that,
Yeah, but I don't
all
plan
those
for an
people,
apocalypse
they
and say the
forgot
thing I
toilet
forgot was
paper.
mandatory.
You're like, oh
Like,
shit,
usually
I
when I
forgot my
forget-
sunglasses.
Yeah, but sunglasses aren't going to be survival.
You don't know that?
Maybe the sun will start burning retinas.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure
Yeah,
it
what
already
if-
does.
What if because of runaway global warming, once society collapses, global warming will still keep happening, and then before you know it, we're living in like what is it, the Maze Runner? We're living in that world, and now the sun just burns you whenever you touch it.
Does the sun have coronavirus?
I also, the sun would burn you if you touched it anyways.
Okay, the sunlight, Jarrod.
Me and the
It
sun
burns
are
me.
very intimate.
It burns
I'm
me
sorry,
when I
Jared.
touch it.
I forgot that when I speak to you, I need to use my speak and spell and use a freaking pencil to write out every individual letter so you understand it. I need to be very literal.
Yeah, but at the same time, like I said, the sun burns me. The sunlight rays burn me.
They burn a lot of people.
To kick Jarrod off Live Connect.
I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna find some Corona and I'm coming after you.
Just get it in a bottle, then throw it in Jarrod.
Evan's like, please spit in this bottle for multiple times.
I'm gonna collect the saliva of every Calgary resident, and then I'm gonna go into my secret lab and I'm gonna mutate the Corona, and then I'm gonna put it in a bottle of Corona beer, and then I'm gonna give it to Jarrod.
I don't drink beer.
Well, then I guess it didn't work.
Peter's
I'm gonna go
gonna-
put it in your
Not Peter.
shampoo bottle.
Put it in his diffuser.
Evan's gonna Molotov cocktail Jared in terms of the Corona.
And then it's gonna be airborne, and then Evan's really fucked up because it's gonna get him.
In Call of Duty, instead of gas grenades, I want them to change it to Corona grenades.
Yeah. The game.
I feel like that would.
You
I
throw
feel
it
like
in a
that would be
building.
very sensitive to the.
Instead of the circle just being gas, it's coronavirus.
Yeah. Well, no,
Oh my
Peter. That one.
God.
Peter, this is that scenario. You throw the gas grenade in with the Corona grenade into the building. It goes off. You hit someone, and then end up you dying, and you're like, oh, okay, whatever. You leave the game. 2 weeks go by, and then all of a sudden you're just playing a game, and you just get plus 100, and you're like, what was that for?
Playing the long game.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Speaking of Warzone, I've really been enjoying Warzone. I think it's very clean. I really enjoy it.
I don't like the
Been
map.
fun. I am enjoying
Peter,
the map.
you
I
always
like
find
it.
something to hate about something.
What do you
Like I don't
like
think
about the
I've
map?
ever had you say something good about a game without following it up with I hate something about it.
There's a lot of things I
I
like
do-
about it, but I don't like the map.
Well, there's not a single like there's no like repeated buildings in different areas of the map. That's what I really like about it.
Well,
PUBG.
I would fucking hope
Every
not.
other town.
Yeah, PUBG
Well, like
is
even Apex reuses assets in different
Not
areas.
really.
Right?
maybe use the same
Yeah,
kind
some
of
of the-
design, but it's every location is very different.
No, but the building itself, you go in a building and it's like identical to another building halfway across the map, right? It has the exact same layout. It looks exactly the same. Sure, the area might be laid out differently, but it's still the same structure.
Yeah, in some
Where
cases. I would
Call,
say
Call of Duty. No,
Same
Call of
thing,
Duty
though.
only does that because they have like similar structures next to each other because that's the way that area was designed. You know, it's more just it's those areas are designed in like the communist design of buildings where it's all just gray concrete structures that are absolutely identical.
For me, it
But
feels
those
like
buildings don't repeat across the map.
Apex.
I will agree with that.
Like the map feels like it has personality in Apex. Like I can think of
It also has a
individual
giant
spots.
thing walking through the middle.
Yeah, but isn't it also cool that the COD map is literally maps from the game, the
But it's
campaign,
not.
and the Spec Ops?
But I don't recognize. They don't call it that, so I don't recognize it.
No, it's only from that Modern Warfare game.
No, because there's maps for, like, for example, one map from Modern Warfare 2. It's in there.
Okay,
They
well
also
then I guess
throw
there
in-
are some maps.
They also throw in some like real locations. Like there's this one building with a swimming pool that's actually from Chernobyl in real life. It's like all over the place.
Yeah,
It's
well,
so
I'm
weird.
So you don't like that?
So it has personality.
So you don't like the fact that it's
I
a
don't
bunch
like-
of its own assets put together? You think
I
that's a
don't-
shitty idea? You'd
No,
rather
I-
just have the same map as every other things does?
I don't like the way the map looks, and I don't like the way the map feels. That's my biggest problem
Yeah,
with
but
Battle
you,
Royale.
but
The
you
thing
don't
that
really.
makes
You're
Call
not
of
really
Duty
used
not worth
to it. though.
$80 to me. The thing that makes Call of Duty not worth $80 to me is it has more than one map. If only it had one map, I would pay the full price for it. Otherwise,
Apex
I wait
is
for
free,
it to be on sale.
Jared.
Yeah, so is Warzone.
I wasn't talking about Apex, Peter. I was talking about Call of Duty.
No, but I I don't know. I think you're just not used to it yet. There's unfamiliarity. You have like with the other games, you're biased towards them because you played them a lot and you're used to the map and you know the map.
I'm judging off first impressions from those other games too.
I also, Evan, I want to counter your argument. Peter's pretty solid with his opinions on something. He usually doesn't change them after his first opinion.
Yeah, but I don't know. I think my first impression of the game wasn't as impressed as well. I thought it was very slow. I didn't really understand the map, but now that I've been playing it a lot, I think it's definitely in the top. Well, I mean, there's only a few. There's still, I think, less than 10 main battle royales, but it's definitely in the top 2 for me. Like Apex is number 1, and I think that
I don't know.
one
They're all
comes
battle
number 2
royales.
for me.
I play them the same way as I play every other battle royale. I have fun because I'm with people that I'm playing with. Otherwise, I don't play them.
I think there's just the gunplay is like so clean in that game. Like I do like it better than Apex, the way that it feels. But obviously, I like the way Apex has the different heroes or characters that have different abilities. Like that's a great addition to a battle royale. They all do something different. I've really liked the Warzone, and actually now that I have the main Call of Duty game too, I'm realizing how much more I like Warzone than the actual traditional Call of Duty gameplay. Because like with COD, you're just interrupted all the time because it's like you die. You get a kill, maybe 2 kills, die.
That I love.
Well, yeah, but that's what's so frustrating about it. Is like it feels like you never really get to play because you're just constantly dying. And like I know I'm not the best. I'm not the best at the game, but like even so, like everyone dies so much in that game unless you're absolutely a god. But like with Warzone, you got like even if you suck at Warzone and you die within the first 5 minutes of every game, you still pretty much have you get a chance to respawn, and then you probably have maybe like 10 minutes between deaths. So like the gameplay is more consistent. It's not broken up from dying as much. So that's what makes it feel like I don't get as angry at the game as I would with the traditional Call of Duty. If that makes sense.
I get very angry at the game because I have high expectations of myself. So when I do dumb things, I get upset.
Yeah, but
you
that's
get
all
upset
of us.
about everything.
I feel like that's all of us. We all get pretty upset with ourselves when we do something stupid. It doesn't help that Peter not only gets upset with himself, he like projects it onto everyone around him. And then he like you can always tell when Peter's mad about his gameplay because he'll just start absolutely attacking someone else.
Yeah,
gameplay.
Peter does pecking order. Peter's at the top of the pecking order, and he just abuses his inferiors.
If I'm not doing well, then no one's doing well.
There was one time I heard Peter compliment me was we were playing, it was me, Matt, Peter, and we were in the final 2, and Peter and I were the only ones fucking playing that game because every time Matt would get respawned, he'd immediately die. But Peter was trying to handle a sniper on one side. We almost won that match. It was really sick. Peter was handling a sniper team on the one side, and I took down this one team on my side with my LMG. But it was just we were just pincered, and we still almost fucking came out on top. I think that was the one time I heard Peter be happy in that game.
Yeah, we did do good. I choked at the end, which made me very upset.
You didn't really choke. That was a tough one. Like in all fairness, we took down at least 7 or 8 guys before we finally both died.
See, I get filled with rage thinking about it. I can envision that exact scenario in my brain.
Sounds like you guys just need to get good. I already.
I was saying to Peter, I think this is shooters are one game type that majority of live connection are good at.
I actually feel
Matt.
like for
Not
some,
Matt.
I don't know what it is. Matt's actually not that bad at Warzone.
No!
Matt's pretty good at Warzone.
I was so angry when I was playing with him. So angry.
Like here's
Actually,
the thing is like Peter and I will like fucking chirp each other through the whole thing, but we both end up having around the same kills at the end, which is hilarious. But we equally are hard to each other. But Matt did fucking nothing.
Matt was parachuting down from somewhere. He just respawned in from the gulag, and he died somehow on his way down from falling damage, and he blamed it on lag. And I was like, no, Matt, that's not how it works. You fucked up. That's human error,
I don't know.
Matt.
I've been playing a lot with Matt. Matt's been like my main partner, and we do pretty good together. I think Peter, you and Jarrod just need to work on your teamwork with every type of player. Then you guys might actually do better.
You know what? As a bit of an impartial, I'm gonna put forward my opinion here, and I haven't played the new Warzone, but the last, and I was looking, Matt put a message into the group a while back saying that Evan and I had a doo-doo teammate, and I just like had a flashback to the last time I played a battle royale with Matt, which was the last Call of Duty one, and how he and how he made us, me and him, just camp out on one roof for the entire game and not move, not do anything, and then as soon as someone came by, he ran, and I was like, "What are you doing?" And then he went and he got shot and died, and I was left alone.
No, I've been working on him. I've made him I think I've got him to be more ballsy with his plays rather than just like play the defensively. Because him and Brendan have been wrecking house the last few nights.
He just smells your ass the whole time. He's just constantly
really
on your
does.
back. He's essentially just
We gotta stay close.
armor.
We gotta get together.
You should have heard the disappointment in his voice because he was trying to teach me when I came in. He was trying to teach me how to play this I guess Call of Duty. Yeah, thank you.
Teach you how to play Call of Duty.
He's trying to teach me how to play Call of Duty.
I don't even know what it's called.
And he that's because I play better games. And he basically was so disappointed when I was like, he's like, you should do this, and then I was like, Matt, I already did that, and he's like, you should do this, and I was like, Matt, I already did that. And he was just so disappointed in front of Peter and I. When I was
You could hear
Listen,
his voice.
listen. I love Matt. I love the guy. One of my favorite moments and memories of him is back when we had the VR thing, and I was playing what's that game? Super Hot for the first time.
Oh yeah.
And he was like, oh, okay, yeah, no, I played this before. You should do that. And then, like, as he was explaining it, I was doing the thing. He was like, oh, no, man, you're good.
We were playing the other night, and I guess it was just him, and he had to get me and Brendan back. And no, it wasn't Brendan. It was a buddy of mine we were playing with. And he's at the store, and he's trying to buy us back. And I'm like, hey, Matt, buy me back. And he's sitting there, and he's in the store. And he's like, how do I do this? How do I buy you back? I'm like, what do you mean, how do you buy me back? Buy me back, Matt. And he's like, I don't know how to buy you back. And then he died. I was like, what the fuck, Matt? And I was like, I don't know. I've never bought someone back before. And I'm like, you've been playing this game for like 2 weeks now. How do you not know how
I've
to
also
buy someone?
I just want to point out it does not hide it. Like,
no, it doesn't.
When you buy someone back, it's literally there's like 10 options that you can choose from, and then there's only 2 on the one side, and there's a dollar sign beside your name.
Yeah, he didn't have enough. He'd never bought someone back, so he didn't think to look on the right side. So he was just looking on the left side, and he just couldn't see it. I was like, dude. But besides that, I mean, we all still have mix-ups like that. But like, honestly, guys, I think you guys need to give him a better chance to prove his skills because he's been doing pretty good with us.
No, sorry. He's from the couple.
I don't
know.
No, like there's like we were in the back of a truck together. And I was like, all right, Matt, one of us needs to leave to get a better like line of sight around the whole area. Do you want to go or do you want me to go? And then for like 5 minutes, he just could not understand the concept of one of us staying and the other one getting a different line of sight on the enemy. And then we stood there arguing until the team came and killed us.
Here's the
Peter,
thing.
sounds like you just have bad team communication. You just gotta work better with it.
Do you understand what I'm saying? Do you understand the concept I'm saying?
Hold on, let's
sounds like you're
this.
a bad teammate.
Let's role play this. Peter, you and I are in the truck. What's the play? What are we doing?
All right, we're both in the truck. There's an enemy in the building across from us. I don't think we should both be in here because someone could easily just kill both of us. I think one of us should go and get a different line of sight. Do you want to do it, or do you want me to do it?
Yeah, I'll flank around.
Okay. Boom. See? What?
Hey Peter, but
Okay,
here's
done.
my
Wow.
here's
Do you have 500 IQ?
Here's my thing. Here's my thing, Peter. Though here's my thing. When I play with you, we do good. When I play with Jarrod, we do good. When I play with Matt, we do good. But when you play with Matt, you don't do good. So to me, that shows me that you're just a bad teammate for Matt.
shows that
you
Matt
just don't know
can't
how to
keep
communicate. I don't know.
like
I
Matt.
think that just
No, I
shows-
feel like maybe Matt needs a gentler touch. Like maybe Peter's screaming orders and Evan's more gentle.
Peter does get aggressive when he's playing.
Evan's kind of like, hey Matt, if you want to do me a favor, you don't have to do it right away, but I would appreciate you if you would just go around the building over there.
I don't know, Peter. I
Or
think
Peter's
I
like,
think
shut
you're
the
just a
fuck- shut the
lone
fuck up, get
wolf.
over there.
You're just a
I
lone wolf, and you do what you want to do, and then you don't really talk to your team about what you're doing. I think that's just kind of the issue.
Okay, here's my thing on it. I'm going to say this. I've only played one round of Warzone with Matt. So I can't speak on Warzone, but shooters in general, like Matt is a phenomenal fighter.
Platformer.
Game type.
Platformer. Okay.
Platformer.
Love Matt. We love Matt. Matt's a good guy.
And like,
I just don't know why
really,
you guys are talking like this. He's decent. He's just as good as any of us in any given scenario. You guys just
I just haven't
think-
seen it.
in a
I
shooter.
haven't seen him
I would
in a shooter.
argue. I would argue that in a shooter, Matt is not great. No,
So,
just as
I can-
in a
I can
fighter.
argue-
no,
I can
just
argue
Evan,
that
Evan,
he's
Evan,
average.
All right.
Just as much as I would say that I'm average. I'm okay at fighters. Like if you put me against most people in Smash Bros, I'm gonna lose. Like me and Grayden would probably be the only matchup where I would
Yeah,
have
he'd
a
still
fighting
win.
chance to win. And then all Grayden would fucking do is he would go fly up and he would slash. So it's like no, I feel like certain people are good at certain games.
Evan,
Like I don't expect everyone to be good at every game. I'm not saying Matt is like if we said that everyone's good at every game, we'd be fully lying. Because I can outright say I am not good at every game. I'm not good at every
but
game
I would-
type.
I would
suck at
argue
most
that-
game types.
But the thing is, I would argue that Matt and you have the exact same skill level in Warzone.
I disagree.
Wow.
I would. Yeah.
I would.
disagree as well.
I've seen you both. I've
How
seen
are you
both
drawing
play
this
it.
conclusion?
Evan, you played one match with me.
So you
Peter
played
and
one
I-
match with Matt, and you're making a conclusion. So how can I not make the same conclusion?
No, I said out of shooters in general. I'm not talking about Warzone. Did you not hear my whole thing where I said
Yeah, and I just said
excluding
Warzone.
I said
and
shooters.
my statement was specifically about Warzone. So
I hate Evan. Peter,
like-
please defend my honor.
I'm literally saying the exact same arguments back at you, and you're all of a sudden like, I can't handle this anymore.
I think Matt's a fine game. I'm not putting down Matt Skill as a gamer, but like we've played a lot of shooters together over the years over Xbox Live, and there's some things and inert nonverbal communications we've just gotten down. It's become a natural thing, and I think that's what Matt's lacking. Like for example,
Yeah,
when
I can agree with that.
Me and Eric have played a lot of battle royales together, and so we don't really need to talk when we're moving and stuff. Me and Eric have a great vibe together when we play battle royales. I do not have
synergy.
near that with Matt. Like Evan, if you were playing Halo and you had an option for a duo's teammate, would you choose Matt or Eric?
Oh well, Eric, because we have more experience playing together. Yeah, I get your argument. I do.
So that,
I just see Matt has been actually improving, and I'm starting to get that synergy with him. That's what I'm saying.
we're not necessarily saying that like I agree. Matt is average at Warzone, like at Call of Duty, at shooters. He's average. Like he plays to what the average person plays in those games. But in all fairness, he doesn't play them a lot, right? Like if you look at most of the games he plays, he doesn't play them a lot. Whereas like for Peter, I'd say Peter, a lot of the games you play are fast-paced games, with the exception of maybe some of the one-off games you play.
Yeah.
You know, speaking of which, because I feel like we've been on this topic too long, and we're not going to
I
go
was
anywhere.
going to say, I realize
but,
that Matt doesn't watch this podcast.
Peter, have you been playing Exit the Gungeon?
Love you, buddy.
No, I've not touched it at all.
Because you played a lot of Enter the Gungeon, right?
I did. I played a decent amount. Eric played more than me, but I haven't really seen a lot of Exit the Gungeon, to be honest. But it looks interesting.
Is it like the same general where it's just like a roguelike? You just go and go and go, and you eventually get out of the gungeon?
Yeah, it's like it's a smaller game. I don't really know a lot about it, to be honest. It's just you travel upwards. It's more of a survival than a
because they did kind of just.
exploration.
It doesn't seem like, I don't know, just in the way that they dropped it and the way they've been, like, people have been talking about it, it doesn't seem like it's much of a full game experience. It seems like it's kind of like a little tack on to the full Enter the Gungeon game.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Like it's cheap. It's only like $10
It's
to
like
buy.
it's like a little DLC kind of thing.
Like if you go on
From
the
what I've
Steam
seen.
page, it's got a lot of like bad reviews.
Oh, does it? Oh,
Yeah.
that's not good.
I've been playing, like, just speaking of different games playing and stuff. I've wanted to play that game before. I have never played it, so I might have to, splurge a little here in my times social distancing. I've played a lot of Fallout New Vegas, and I remember every reason why I hate that game. And the number one reason is at least once or twice every hour of playing that game, the fucking loading screen freezes. Every goddamn time. Even on the console that claims to be the most powerful console in the fucking world, it freezes.
I think that's
How
the
the
game, not the console.
It's
No, I
definitely
know,
the game.
but I know, but that's what my point is. Like, I'm just using it being on the more powerful console as an example, where it's just this game was not made to last at all. Like, I played Fallout 3, and Fallout 3 doesn't freeze like that. It freezes when you're walking, given that. Fair enough. Shit happens.
I imagine running Fallout 76 on an Xbox One X is like trying to charge your cell phone by plugging it directly into your car battery.
Wow.
That is, I think, you know what, I'm gonna write that down. That is my favorite Evan quote I think I've ever heard. That's hilarious. Also, Dusty was
It
just
works,
telling me,
but it doesn't work for long before it gets fried.
Dusty just let me know, Evan, that he finally won his Koopa diplomatic victory. 605
Oh my god.
turns.
Well, I guess now he's got the time to sink his teeth into it a little more.
Yeah, he finally did it. I'm so proud of him.
He told me to tell you that earlier, but I couldn't fit it into the conversation.
It's okay, I fit it in for him.
It's good at fitting it in.
Yeah, you just gotta squeeze her in there. Grayden showed me everything I know.
Resident
know I-
expert.
Oh no.
Now I think it's time for us to squeeze out an outro.
Ooh,
Really already?
Oof. I
wow.
don't know. Can we afford that? I don't think we can wipe it up with anything.
I got a shit rag
Oh,
nearby.
no.
I just gotta take a look around.
No.
No, you got the
Let's
the
get the
baby
shit
bibs that are
rags.
velcroed together, as Evan put it diligently.
Velcro would
Could
be
you-
such a bad design.
Okay, but before we end this podcast,
Why, it's
just
got the
quickly
little
on-
hairs. It can get right in
Just,
there.
just quickly on that, do you know how long it would
Oh.
take you to put back together after washing it? Like, you have to re-velcro it back together.
Hey,
That'd
man,
be a
if you're
solid time.
The extra effort is worth saving the environment. That's all I can tell you.
Yeah, it's not.
It's like
Peter's like,
it's
fuck
like
future
reusing.
generations.
It's like reusing your sandwich like plastic bags. It's
I
like
thought you were going to say
know,
reusing your sandwich in general. I was like, Evan, what the fuck?
I eat it and then I throw it up. Oh, another meal.
no, it's
Give me a
like,
sandwich.
it's like reusing those sandwich plastic bags. You can do one of three things. You can throw it out, which is the worst thing. You could recycle it, which is better, or you could take the extra effort, wash it out, dry it, and then put it back.
Who
No one
does
wants to
that
do
though?
No
Who
one
wants-
wants to do that because it's too much effort.
I don't
But
wash
some
out the
people do
sandwich
it.
bag, but I'll keep it and I'll put another sandwich in there.
No, I'll wash it out. If I'm putting something new into it, I'll wash it out.
I'll
like
wash
if I
it
had-
out
new
if
in
it's-
there, yeah.
If I put raw meat in it to like freeze, I'll wash it out and then recycle it. I won't reuse it. But if I'm putting like
Why?
something
Just
like
put some
veggies in it,
antibacterial soap in it.
I don't trust how well I can wash something. And by the time I feel like I'm satisfied washing the plastic bag for it to be cleaned, I'm like, well, I've just wasted a shit ton of water anyway. So what the fuck is the point?
I'm glad that we came off of quote saying I don't know how well I can wash something immediately came following the toilet paper conversation.
This is
Anyway.
great.
Good podcast.
Yeah, sorry,
Sorry, Matt.
I took us away there. Yeah, I love Matt. I love playing games.
We all
with
love Matt.
Yeah.
It's no, like I said, it's no different. My argument is it's no different than me being shit at And he's
Rocket
not
League.
shit. I'm shit at Rocket League. I am the first to fucking admit that. I also am not a big fan of Rocket League. Like, I enjoy playing with you guys, but I'm not a big fan of the game itself. But like he's definitely not shit. He's just not as good as majority of live
Not as
connection.
experienced.
Yeah, that's better. Thank you. That's a way better way to put that.
Well, I think that's a great place to end it. I did have a question for the audience at hand, if anyone, for anyone that does see it. We're going to be starting Minecraft Thursdays again. Well, not again, but we're going to be doing a Minecraft stream on Thursdays, and we're thinking of either continuing on the server that we had or starting a brand new one.
Can we start a new one? Because there's no fucking sand in our world.
There's no sand and there's no jungle. There's no jungle
Yes,
biome.
I want jungle. I want jungle because I love to build in the jungle.
I think Evan was about to ask the
There's
audience.
plenty of sand there.
I am part of the here.
There's no
post it.
deserts, Peter.
Just travel. It's an infinite world. What are you talking
No,
about?
Peter, we traveled. Like the one day I spent exclusively trying to find desert in one direction, and I walked in one direction for a long fucking time.
Your first
Peter,
mistake was
I-
listening to a bad band.
Peter, I went, actually, Peter, shut the fuck up about One Direction, alright? They're actually really good, okay? Made in the AM is one of my favorite albums.
Oh my god.
He's
Peter
saying
got
one
the
time-
wrong-
I love
bad.
how angry
Funny
Peter
joke.
sounds when he has bronchitis. He just sounds like a grumpy old man. He's like, I hate this.
But anyways, getting back on track. Okay, then I did, Peter, I walked north, south, east, west, northwest, and northeast before I gave up, and I went in all those directions for at least like 40 minutes of walking on a horse, and I didn't find a single jungle biome at all. So I give up.
Sounds
I
like
want a
someone
jungle.
made
Can we
bad
start a
seed.
new world?
Yeah, we're gonna have to start a new world then, but
thought
someone
you were
else
gonna
has
ask
to.
the
Someone else
audience.
has to own the world then, because I only
How
have
do you-
my world.
Here, Evan, if you tell me, I'll do it. I tried to access your world, by the way, Evan, and I couldn't.
Yeah,
access it.
that's because it ran out. I didn't pay for it again, so it's not on anymore.
You got so much stuff in that other world.
That's
if-
alright.
I'll own the world if we can. Yeah, I'll own the world. I'll do it.
Do it.
Okay.
Maybe
Well,
there
you
are
get a free
Thursdays.
month. You get a free month anyway, so hopefully that'll be enough
You'll
to bring
just
us
have to
back
show
to
me how to
Super
do it.
Mario.
You
Yeah, I'll
press
show you on
UL
Tuesday.
And
We'll
Sweet.
take some time
Trial.
after if you got time.
Yeah,
Quickly
I
do it
got
after.
nothing but time. I have so much time now. It's actually freaking me out how much more time I have now that I'm not going to school.
Right?
At work, like I literally have I have more time than I can handle, and it confuses me.
Same.
Well, we're all gonna have to adjust to this new lifestyle over the coming months. So
Agreed. Anyways, Peter, you wanted to wrap this podcast up.
I did.
Yeah, like
but
15 minutes ago.
I don't always get what I want.
Peter?
Sorry, you need to speak his.
Did
his
he
language.
die?
I think he might have passed out.
My headset mic was just up.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Anyway. Check out our
Thanks.
Discord.
Thanks for tuning in, guys. Let us know what you think of the first audio-only podcast. It was an experience, all right.
I think we
I think it
did
went
good
well.
actually.
Yeah. I'm curious to see how the quality it turns out, but
And
It'll be
as a
different.
Final
But I think it'll
note,
be
fuck you, Matt.
Wow.
Goodbye. This podcast has
Bye.
been sponsored by Xbox One Party Chat.
It's also been sponsored by Yeti mugs. Do you like to
Yeti
keep
mugs.
your stuff
Absolutely.
hot? Do you like to
I'm
keep it
ending
cold?
this.